Right, so now I'm very excited to be joined by what I've been describing as the very cutting edge of musicians. I have got, well, first things first, am I even saying it correctly? F4CADE.
Yeah.
Hooray. Yeah. That's good news. So just let's do a little roll call because we're lucky to have all four of you in. So starting with you, Angel, just go round, say who you are and what you do in the band for the listeners.
I'm Angel, I'm the lead singer and I play the synths.
I'm Henry and I play a lot of guitar.
I'm Jamie and I drum.
Oh, I'm Dermot and I play fretless bass. But you don't really hear any of that, so it's fine.
Okay, so how do we know that you're doing it?
You just gotta trust me.
I do trust you, actually, which is good. So, thank you so much for coming in. I've really been enjoying the little morsels that you've put out so far, and you all look. I don't say this very often because I normally think about myself, but you all look very wonderful. You've all got real strong aesthetics going on in what you're wearing and how you're presenting yourselves. So, tell us a little bit just about you guys. How did the band come together? How do you know each other? What's going on? Let's start from the beginning.
Oh, you two
yeah, well, we used to be an acoustic duo when we were really into the 60s, and then I was like, hold on, I've always liked the 80s, what is this? Need to stop. And I made friends with Dermot over there, and we joined together, made F4CADE, and we've been going for about a year.
Okay.
And we were like, let's use all of our art influences like David Bowie and stuff.
Yeah, right. And very David Bowie-esque eyeshadow from you today as well, Angel. So yeah, well, you're described as art wave.
Yeah, that's our own term.
Yeah, that's all right. I don't mind that. I don't mind coming up with a term. So elaborate on that a little bit for us.
It's kind of like the idea of having a band as like a work of art in itself, you know? People going about performance art and all that sort of stuff. Why can't we be a work of art?
Yeah.
I mean, look at us. We're just darling, aren't we?
Yeah, you pretty much are, as it goes. So let's have a little chat about the art side of it. Are you guys into... And it seems like you must be into art as a medium. So tell us about like artists that you like, or like mediums that you're really into when it comes to art specifically.
Yeah, Dermot and I both go to art college at the moment.
Yeah, which one?
I go to Camberwell.
Okay, yeah.
And he goes to Epsom.
I was in Camberwell on Saturday actually.
Really?
That's just by the by.
Okay. And I really love Andrew Logan.
Right.
And he's a sculptor. And he let us play at his museum opening event the other week, which was nuts because I'm such a massive fan of his. He makes like big crucifixes with glass on and all of that stuff.
Oh, nice. And where was the museum?
It's in Wales, in a place called Berriew.
Oh, okay.
So in the middle of the countryside.
And so what's it like? I mean, funnily enough, I just played in a museum last night. I'm a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
I did a gig with Harry Hill in the Cutty Sark underneath the boat.
Oh, wow.
In the museum with like the boat suspended above your head, which is quite scary because I know obviously it's not going to, but you feel like it could drop on you at any point during the show. It's quite a big old boat. So I know about some of the challenges of playing in a museum for acoustics and stuff, but tell us a little bit about the gig and what made it different to playing a normal show, both because of it being in a museum and just in general as an event.
We had to start it off, everyone was outside and there was a red carpet and there was a big ribbon across that had to be cut by Celia Birtwell, the designer.
Right.
And we had to play acoustic, not plugged in, and I didn't have a mic, and we just had to be as loud as possible so everyone waiting around this red carpet could hear us. That was a bit of a challenge, but it was fun. I think people liked how we were dressed because it was all designers and crazy artists from the 60s there.
Sure. And what about the rest of you, art-wise? Is there any other influences you want to give a shout out to?
I'm sort of big into like lots of sort of designers from the 20th century and 19th century. Like Toulouse-Lautrec is one of my favourites. He's like a big influence for like some of the posters we do.
Yeah.
And I've got a little present for you.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I've got a facade poster that we just had lovely printed.
That is very nice indeed. Thank you so
No
much.
worries.
Working on it for 3 weeks.
Yeah, Dermot drew it.
They
You drew
had
it?
me under like whip. They had me like chained up to a wall with my little pen set. You know.
Well, finally, some proof of something that you do in this band. We don't know about the fretless guitar, but this is a real piece of proof. I'm just holding that up to the webcam. Thank you. That is going to look absolutely wonderful in my kitchen or possible living room. But it's going up.
Oh,
So thanks.
you.
That's really nice. Going up. And take note, anybody that's thinking about coming on the show, if you bring me gifts, they ultimately go up in my house or get played on my record player. So that's just a bit of shameless self-promotion that I want people to bring me stuff. But no, thanks, guys. I haven't really got anything for you. I've got a pen that says Now TV on it if anybody's interested.
Oh, that's beautiful.
There you go, Dermot.
Thank
That's
you
for
so
you.
much.
There you go. Also, you've already touched on it, but fashion obviously plays a big part in your band as well. So if I was to sort of sit you all down individually and sort of interrogate you, what's the general consensus? Who is the best dressed member of the band?
Me.
Me, because I dressed them all.
I'll just say
Me
it's not
because I
me.
dressed
I'll just
them
go
all.
with whoever.
You dress them all.
Oh, yeah.
Is that true?
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that.
She did do my makeup, to be honest, at a gig the other night.
I don't dress
That's
them
different
anymore,
to dressing. You did used to dress them.
But I did, yeah.
So before you got your
They
hands on
won't
them, who was the
admit it.
worst dressed one? And you're like, I've got to sort him out.
Bit of a contentious question.
Yeah, I know. That's
think-
what I'm here for. I'm trying to get down to brass tacks here.
I think the only way to settle this is to have a catwalk battle, definitely. Like Zoolander style, you know, get David Bowie judging.
Well, the only thing I am going to say on this whole thing is that really the first input of the whole interview from Henry was when we asked who was the best dressed, and I think he fancies it's him.
He's a complete egotist, so.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, I think. Well, I'm not going to judge. I'll do
You're
it
about
later.
to say something,
Huh?
though. You're about to say something.
I'm really just drawn to the turquoise of Henry's blazer. I think that's my.
Yeah, it's very
Well, it's
nice,
more
isn't it?
teal, isn't it? I'd say.
Brilliant.
Talk to me about how you guys create your music as a band, because you've got a very interesting and different sound to almost everybody, I would say, because there's a lot of great influences in there, but you've turned it into your own sound. So tell us about a sort of how you would get from nothing to a track.
I mean, I don't know. A lot of the songs we write kind of separately.
Okay.
Yeah, we've written like one or two all together.
Yeah.
But I think in general we write them separately, and then we usually like bring the song to the rest of the band, and then everyone else will kind of write their parts, or we might have a couple of things in mind.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then, I think we'll take it from there really.
Yeah, I wrote Sand and I did a demo for it ages ago.
Yeah.
And I'd forgotten what the proper chords were, and then Dermot heard it and was like, "Oh, Angel, you're playing the wrong chords," so which made the song better again. 'cause
Right. Okay.
He put the right chords back in.
And you're like, oh,
and
this
then-
isn't as good.
Yeah, and then Dermot's bass lines completely changed the songs, and
well, thank you.
yeah,
I
we make
played
it-
them myself.
we make it a thing all together. Really,
Yeah.
it's not
okay.
really one person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just wondered, with such a lot of different influences, how you get them in,
I don't know really.
or is it just you?
Yeah.
Just come up with something and bring it to the rest, and then
It
everybody
comes
else they
out,
go.
doesn't it?
Yeah. I want to ask you specifically about Solar. I think it's a really beautiful piece of music, and probably you shouldn't have favourites, as we just found out when I tried to say who was the best dressed. But probably my favourite thing that you've brought out so far.
Really?
Yeah, I really like it. And I just wondered if you could tell me, because I'm always fascinated by this, the little sort of soundbite clip that you got towards the end. What is that? Where's that from?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's from the 1920s radio broadcast. I think it's one of
Yeah.
the first ones that maybe the BBC
Ah.
did.
it
Oh,
was the first
sweet.
BBC one or something.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And so what made you decide that you wanted to include that in the...
think we just wanted something cool.
Just wanted
for
something
it.
cool,
Also,
yeah,
like-
fine.
Because
Yeah.
we were kind of starting releasing, he was saying we're not going to stop broadcasting and we're not going to stop facading. So
Yeah,
there we go.
good. I like it. Okay. Well, I'd like to give the listeners a little taste, if they haven't heard you before, of what you sound like. So we're going to play Sand, and then we'll carry on talking afterwards. But just to give people a little insight into what we're talking about here on the show, we're going to hear Sand by my guests Facade, and we'll carry on talking to them on the other side. You're listening to the Joey Page Show. This is Sand.
If you listen, maybe they'll listen back. If not, you stand alone.
Joey Page on Fubar Radio.
So, I am still in the studio with my guests Facade. That was their song Sand, their latest effort that came out at the beginning of August. So, is there anything you want to tell us about that track in particular? Don't have to, but if there's something you want to let the listeners know about, then let's have it.
We filmed it.
Oh yes, I wanted to talk about the video actually, but yeah, go on.
We filmed it in Canvas Sands, and we had to camp there, and I booked the campsite and I thought it was going to be some beautiful field, and we got there and it was like English National Front caravans, and we were there in all of our glam fur coats, and I was in a ball gown, and we were there and all these bald men were staring at us, and in the middle of the night there was a man screaming at his dog like constantly. It was really scary, so I hope people appreciate the video.
Well, I got a very specific question about the video actually. The colour in the video is absolutely wonderful, and so who's doing your colour on that? Because it's come out so well.
Well, we had one girl doing all of it, and she directed it and made it, and then we collaborated all the ideas. She's called Dora Perfides.
Nice.
And she is so talented, and we all went there together, and then she got her friends to come down with a drone and do the beginning. And she was a one-woman studio. She got all her lights out on the beach in the dark, and we were there at like 10 o'clock when the sea was coming in the dark, really far away from the shore, and she had all her lights set up.
Oh, brilliant.
And it was
well, it's come out
crazy.
amazing. It's a really encapsulating video. So yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
So what I want to do is just bring up a couple of things that I've been talking about on the show today, and to see if you've got anything you want to throw at it. One big thing I've been sort of fascinated with lately for some unknown reason is statues, and I was talking to Tom, who was my guest earlier on, and he said that he'd quite like to have a statue of himself outside of, you know, those like not Poundland but like almost the opposite, like Pound Plus, where it sells everything for like ironing boards and like fake plants and all that kind of stuff. So I just wondered if there was a facade statue, where would it go, and what would it be of, and what would you want it to represent? And
I mean, I'm much in the mindset of just spray painting myself silver and standing on a roundabout in Milton Keynes, pretending I'm like some public funded, you know, Henry Moore sculpture or something.
But you've got to be careful, because people might think you're one of those ones that does it for money, where they try not to move a muscle.
Oh God, no! I'd never do it for money.
Anyone else?
What about Jamie?
Oh,
I've got no idea.
Jamie's hair.
Yeah, I think Dan was suggesting that I made.
Do it out of wire.
There
Get
you
really
go.
creative with the raw materials and everything. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it definitely, I think, is just stick it in the middle of nowhere and let people
exactly.
make up their own minds.
You can just find it and they can.
About
one
stuff.
Of the mysteries.
Now, you guys have got some gigs coming up, right? You are at Flashback Records in Shoreditch. Where is that? Because I live around there. But what do you know? Have you been? Do you know?
I haven't been there yet, but I know it's free, so
Yeah.
I hope
But-
people come. We've got to go visit it. Maybe we'll go on a little band excursion today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, when I'm on my way home from work, you might see me nodding past, because I don't know where it is, but I'm gonna
Yeah,
I'm gonna
please
go. I'm gonna have a little
come.
look.
I think it's in Brick Lane.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Also, on the 26th of September, you are at the New Cross Inn in New Cross, and that's going to be Dermot's birthday also.
Yay!
Better bring along a cake
Happy
if you come in.
birth.
Have you got a preference on cake? If the listeners want to bring something along, or is there like any dietary requirements you need to know about? Or
He's allergic to fish.
Yeah, he's
Hummus.
allergic
Yeah,
to
I'm
No
allergic
fish
to
cakes.
No fish
No
cakes.
fish cakes.
Jesus, I would die. Literally. But yeah, I really I don't know,
hummus
a good coconut cake or something weird like a hummus cake. I feel like that'd be a bit interesting.
Yeah, something
is that a
arty.
real thing? I mean, you have to forgive me. You guys are a lot younger than me. I'm 35. Is hummus cake a thing that I've just missed?
No, Dermot's
Just
just been
something something he's
obviously
in.
dreaming it up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just thinking about it all day. You make a cake and instead of spread in the middle of the cream, you just put in a bit of hummus.
Okay.
Very tasty.
Well, if anyone's ever going to try it and make one, 26th of September, that's the
This is
time.
your opportunity.
Yes. Also, 5th of October, your Lion and Coffee Records. 18th, your Spice of Life in Soho. 21st, you're at Paper Dress Vintage in Hackney. And the 4th of December, Amersham Arms. I want to also ask you about something that I've started doing recently, and I'm saying like in the last 2 months. For the first time ever, I've started to wear baseball caps. Right? Never worn one before. So I just wondered if there was anything that you guys have done recently for the first time and continue to do, like a new hobby or habit.
That's a good question. Started spray painting myself silver.
And standing on the roundabouts in Milton Keynes.
Well, I'm at Watford at the moment, but I'm working up to it. Can't afford the train fare yet because I'm a musician.
Got to get through train.
You should never have come back because Watford's closer to Milton Keynes than here. You was on the right path up.
That's true.
I started drawing moons on myself in Sharpie all the time. I don't know why. I've got one here. And I think I just.
It's quite a neat drawing,
Thank
considering
you.
you've used the Sharpie on your skin. Very little ink bleed there.
I don't know what I've been doing, and moons as well. That is just a thing that I've started doing every day. Maybe out of boredom, out of worshipping the moon, maybe.
Do you worship the moon?
Maybe I'm secretly a wolf.
Maybe. Are you?
Come along to the gig and find
Come along
out.
and find out.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll all be revealed.
Something else that I wanted to ask you guys about specifically is because it fits your music quite perfectly. It feels quite astral and space-like when you listen to your music. So I wanted to ask you if you guys got the opportunity to go to space, but there's no guarantee that you would ever be able to return. Would you go and do it?
Well,
Like, so they're like, right, tomorrow there's a chance for there's 4 spaces you can go. You may never return, but you do get to go to space. It's not like you're going to go up there and die, but it's just you might carry on a journey and.
Depends where on space, to be honest. Because I've heard the moon is made out of cheese. Bring like a packet of crackers up there.
I think you're going to be very disappointed. I'm not sure what school you went to, but I think you're going to be very disappointed to find that. And it's mainly.
You can't tell me this. I think I need a moment if you're going to tell me this live on air.
I'm sorry to break it to you, Dermot, but yeah,
He's a big fan of Wallace and Gromit.
Oh,
Big
yeah.
fan. You knew the
Yeah,
moment
of
I said
course.
that, didn't you?
So the 26th of September, a Wallace and Gromit birthday card and a hummus cake.
Cheesecake.
Yeah,
Wow.
cheesecake,
Why
there
didn't
we
I
go.
think of that?
From the moon.
Moon cheesecake.
Oh, you could have a cake in the shape of the moon. We're just workshopping here on Fubar Radio and the Joey Page Show.
Yeah. It's all about the art.
So before you sadly have to leave the studio today, I just wanted to ask you guys if you could give us a little bit of an insight into what's next for your very exciting fledgling band, because obviously the single came out at the beginning of August.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of efforts before that, but what's the plan in the not too distant future for you guys? What you got up next?
Well, we did just record. We spent 2 days recording our new song called Carpet. And we wrote that all together. That's one of the ones we wrote together. We recorded it in the old Hit Factory. So we're like Rick
Well, we're a better
Astley.
place.
We're-
It's a surefire
my-
hit if you record it in the.
My favourite indie artist, Rick Astley. Anyway, and I played Nick Kershaw's synth on it,
Oh, sweet.
which was exciting because I actually do love Nick Kershaw. And we're gonna film a video for that in the next 3 weeks. Hopefully in a forest in the dark, or I was thinking I might rent an Airbnb that looks all 70s still and we film in there, but depends how much money I have, really.
Are you bankrolling the whole? It sounds like you're basically the mysterious millionaire benefactor of the band.
No, I was thinking maybe I rent an Airbnb in Bromley for like £30 a night. You know those terrace houses that haven't been changed since the 70s?
Yeah,
and
right.
they've got like green bathrooms
The
and
problem,
yellow
the
carpets.
problem with that is that those people who haven't had the foresight to change their bathroom also don't know what Airbnb is. Maybe you're best off
This
just
is
going
when-
round and saying like,
Can I use your
"Here's
house?
25 quid. Can you just stay in one room for 24 hours while we film a video?"
Do you know what's actually a
Good
good
idea.
idea?
Go door to door, find some old lady.
I might do it. They might get excited.
They probably want company.
Or they might get
This is a
scared
new
of the
scheme
box.
we've started. Let bands film their videos in your house, and you get a bit of company and a bit of cash for the
Yeah.
elderly.
And you get scared by the 3 boys with long hair.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. What What is
Yeah.
that?
Boys? Question mark.
Yeah,
It's
but
dumb, it's
yeah, but
question.
old people now were around in the 60s, so this is just
Yeah.
the second coming of what they've seen before in terms of
Mhm.
long hair on gentlemen. You know.
Yeah.
Mm.
If we find a hippie old lady, that'd be good.
Oh, before I forgot to ask you a question actually, so let's do that before you go. Tell us a little bit about Meltdown Festival.
Oh, that was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was amazing, but it rained before we went on, and it rained all over my synth, all over Dermot's pedal board, and then they plugged in the wrong electrical cable. So our set starts with Jamie just playing this beat on the drums.
Yeah.
Jamie went on stage and started, and then Dermot's bass wouldn't go on. So
Just drumming.
Just
a good
kept
5
going.
minutes playing do. But
But because of the way that you construct yourselves both aesthetically and musically, people would probably just think it's part of the performance.
yeah, well, people seem to really like it. We got off stage and there were brand new people coming up to me going, "Oh my god, I love you!" So they didn't notice.
There you go. And sometimes it's best to just not even say, just, you know.
Yeah, we didn't tell anyone. We were like, yeah, it's meant to be like that.
Yeah.
We went really well.
Mm.
And yeah, like Nakane was playing that night as well, which was cool. And we saw Noel Rogers at the end of the day. He went on the same stage.
Yeah,
that we've
that's
been
right,
on.
yeah.
Quite amazing that we managed to do that.
Yeah.
Right,
Very
so,
exciting. Well, here's to many more long drum solos at big festivals, and
Exactly.
it's been
No more bass hands.
yeah, it's been really nice to meet you guys. Thanks so much for coming in. And as I said, Facade are doing those dates that I just mentioned. They are September 21st at Flashback Records, which is somewhere in Shoreditch, which I should know about. New Cross Inn on the 26th for Dermot's birthday. Lion Coffee Records, 5th of October in Hackney. That's probably someone's birthday somewhere in the land. 18th of October, Spice of Life Soho, and Paper Dress Vintage, which are a really great venue actually, in Hackney. And sure, there'll be some clobber on offer for you guys pre-show. You can get in the shop. You can go shopping
That
for
would
some
be
new gear
so
and then
good.
play the show.
If they paid me in some old clothes,
Yeah.
that'd be my
Well,
dream.
again, this is something you could probably sync up with using an old lady's house. Go through the wardrobes, see what you can
Yeah.
find
Please, can I
They don't
steal
mind
your
anymore.
blouses?
somewhere in Bromley. There we go. Guys, thank you so much for coming in. Everybody else, they are about to leave the building, but I'll be back with you after this.